weaponry. The state to it is what it is.
TV man.
I've been to a lot of places, met a lot of people of different races and cultures. But it's one thing that's been obvious to me. There is no group of people on this earth that are more unique or resilient as the people from my city. That's why I have decided to become a vessel for the people of Franklin, Louisiana, to share their stories with the world. Franklin Tells.
What's going on, Mr. Demon?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed.
So am me.
So I tell you what, Mr. Demon, let's start off with this here. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me where you're from.
Well, my name is Charles Spencer. Everybody call me Demon. I'm originally from Franklin, Louisiana. And I've been in Franklin for a lot of years. And I migrated from here to the United States Army, which I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas, Custer Hill, Engineer Department, 34th Engineers Incorporated. And went from there all the way until I come back to St. Louis, Missouri, at Fort Leonard, Missouri. And I just traveling around, and as I was going through these procedures, I got myself in a little in and out of what we call lively problems, with daily issues with people, with my kind of people who may not even be my kind. And one thing led to another. I met Mr. Christopher Bias. Everybody called him Chris. His name is Henry Bias. Henry Christopher Bias. I think he had just got out of cotton port.
Tell me about your childhood.
Well, my childhood, well, I left home at the age of 12 years old. I just got promoted to the 9th grade. And I left from my hometown, which is Greenwood, Florida, and moved from there to Newark, New Jersey with my cousin Paul. I stayed there until I made 18, then I volunteered and went into the United States Army. And after that, I left from there and migrated from there all the way to Detroit, Michigan. From Detroit to Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is 39 miles on the outskirts of Detroit. And then from Ypsilanti, Michigan, I moved to Jackson, Tennessee, and from there to Memphis, Tennessee. And after that, it's been a whirlwind of different places. And I've been a lot of different places. It probably took me a lifetime to tell it all to you.
Right.
And after I've done that, I come back to Louisiana from same place, Fort Riley, Kansas, Interstate 70, all the way from Interstate 70 all the way back up to Chicago, from Chicago back around through the loop, back through St. Louis, through Missouri, out of Missouri, got back to here, and I met Mr. Chris Bias, like I was trying to say. Me and him became the best of friends, real good friends. He had just got, released from prison, and he had a charge on him at that time was what we call pimping, but it wasn't pimping. The proper name for it was white slavery. That's what the name of it is. So we got together and hooked up with things. And then when I got to Franklin, Louisiana, and he stayed in St. Joe, I stayed right there in Franklin. We just a little small community on the outside of Franklin, which is St. Joe. So I was getting ready to get some clothes out of cleaning. And I walked in the club and I told him, I said, well, look, man, I need to borrow $300. He said, what you need to borrow $300? I said, well, I need to get my clothes out the clean. He said, you got that many clothes clean? I said, yeah, that's what I got. He said, well, I can do that for you. He said, how you gonna pay? I said, man, I work hard, sure. So I was blasting and painting. And so I said, he loaned me the $300. So I turned around and I was watching him do his thing. So he said, man, you interested in that? I said, yeah, man. Look pretty good to me. Profitable. So he said, I'm gonna try you out. I said, what you mean? But try me out. I said, man, I can pay my own way. He said, ain't what I'm talking about. He said, this is a big adventure you finna take me. So he gave me a little matchbox. Had about 4 little stones in it. So I said, what I'm gonna do with this, man? He said, well, selling it. Do whatever you gotta do. I said, okay. Before he could even make it from Franklin back to St. Joseph, I already sold it. In the cook, just that quick. So he said, man, damn, you through already? I said, yeah, I'm through, man. Been through. I've been waiting on you. I said, I can't just run back and forth from here to St. Joseph every day just to tell you that I'm through. So he looked at me and said, well, tell you what. He said, I'm gonna move you up. So I'm gonna give you 10 more. So give me 10 more. Before he could make it home, I done sold them 10 too. I mean, just that quick. In the club. I had a little routine. I take it.
So what club was this?
At that time, we called Billy Warren's place.
Frank Warren's?
Frank Warren, that's it.
Which later became Pecco's.
That's right.
Okay.
Billy sold it to Pecco, Euless Pecco. So anyway, so my thing was when I was doing my little business, I had a matchbox. I put chewing gum on the top of it and stick it underneath the table. And I'm gonna sit at that table in the corner by myself. So whenever they come and ask whatever they wanted, I just slide the little matchbox open, give them the amount they want, they give me the money. So Chris started noticing that I'm moving a lot of weight. So after a while, he said, man, you can handle this? I said, I can handle it. So before you know it, I'm the #1 hound. I had a couple other partners who were a little more greater than me, which was Punkin, GB, all the other little kicks. But I always was Lobo, lone wolf, traveling, no packs. So as we're doing all this here, things start to increase. By this time, Sabre Hill, who was at that time was the chief of police, who migrated from being what you call an officer, like with people direct traffic in front of the schools, right there on Willow Street. So she hadn't made it to be chief yet. Nakan was still the sheriff for the parish, but that was they were partners. But yet still, nobody still ain't picked up on me yet. So here I am. I used to have a motto: if you stay in one place over 60 seconds, I've been there too long. That's how I work. In under 45 seconds, I'm through. I ain't got time to waste with him, you, nobody else. That was my routine. And I never traveled in nobody's cars like talking about. By the time you say where you going, I'm already there. But I'm on foot. Nobody could never case me down. They never broke my little routine. So after a while, we got to this point where, we start trusting Demon to go pick it up. That's a lot of trust, you know what I'm saying? So in other words, he put faith. I didn't believe in no phones, no nothing. At that time, they had them old cell phones that had they look like telephones with a backpack. That's what they look like, them old time, cell phone.
So before you go further, let me ask you, if you can give me a time frame around what year was this?
Oh, when all that started? Ooh, man, let me see. Man, it's been a long time. I mean, it went a long ways back.
You would say like late 70s, early 80s?
It was early 80s.
Early 80s, okay.
Early
it's like
80s.
around when the crack hit.
It went down through from 80th Street all the way up until almost beginning 2000.
Okay, I got
That's
you.
when it shut down. We shut down.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, kid, I was doing my thing. I tell you, Lobo, Lone Wolf, Traveling, No Packs, that's what it was. That's what it meant to me. The 3D, Diamond Devil, Death, Destruction, and Disaster. That was my nickname. I nicknamed myself. And after a while, the streets started nicknaming me that.
And what was that nickname again? I didn't hear you.
Diamond, Devilish, Demon. The 3Ds, Death, Destruction, and Disaster. The mayhem.
Okay, so you said you was a Lone Ranger. You did everything on foot, right?
On foot and by myself. I got shot one time in Morgan City. Not short with the product. I short with the money. See, that's how I counted it. If you told me you were going to pay me such and such at that time, I didn't want the jury, none of that. I want my money. So I'm going to wait till you get the money. I didn't leave Morgan City to come back to Franklin until I got $40. I $40 short off of $900. I needed that. My property, my rent was paid, everything was paid through this. I had to come out of my pocket with nothing. Everything good. I needed good. That was taken care of. But it had to be of my choosing. And everything wasn't gonna work. It had to work. I'm about the money, not about the money. So they didn't understand it. So I had to get them to understand it. After that, it became the death, destruction, and disaster came in. See, them pistols, I ain't gonna play with you, man. I ain't gonna play with you at all. I asked you one time on. It's your word. What you said you were gonna do, you ain't gonna do it. Well, let's see if we can arrange to do it another way. And that way, that means the death, destruction, and disaster part. Explaining it to them. You signed on a deal. You tell me, man, I'm gonna give you this on the 3rd. All right, I'm gonna say the 3rd of the month after to myself. I'm gonna make way for you. And you ain't got to buy it in. But you buying all this and buying all that. But yet still, you don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with the 3rd. You said, I'm gonna give you a month ahead and you ain't not even gonna know it before me and you had this problem. Because it's not your fault, because you didn't ask for this. I asked for you to receive this through me. So now I'm making how to make excuses for you. So anyway, a lot of things went on. Then the police started. Mr. Rivera, state policeman from Florida, became a part of the police department in Franklin, working on the city. But he didn't like me. See, if I could get ready to go get my clothes or pick up anything like that from the cleaners, the chief and them have people watching him. For what? I ain't done that. I'm a working man. They said, well, what you mean you working man? I said, see on my sunvisor? Over my sunvisor, check stub. Previous day, then cash check stub. Bank account days. All that stuff is right there. Or driver license, all the insurance, everything right there over top of something. If you need to ask me anything that pertains to, out of the traffic of the police department or the city, whatever you want to call it, all your information right there. I gave you the license and everything. No resistance risk. I had nobody ride with me. I'm always with myself. So they ain't like that. Because it fits right in the agenda. You watching me, but now where's your powerful card? It's in 9/10 of the law is possession, right? So what you doing to me? You possessing me, and I ain't done anything yet. I've been proven guilty, and you said you're innocent until proven guilty. So why I need to be bonded out to tell you what you already know? These are the questions you're gonna ask me. That's what's on over the sunlight. I know this is what you're gonna ask me. So we go on from there to a little bit more stuff. So we start putting places where everybody said, well, they call them trap houses. Wasn't no trap houses back then. Cane fields, roads, old houses, abandoned houses. They started calling me the Free King. I didn't earn it because that was just a myth in their mind. So I let them believe what they want to believe. So now, it's with them. And you with such and such. And I said, yeah, but I was there. And I was lying. They was there. I was there too. But it wasn't like the way they thought. See that cigarette machine that sit right there in what you call Pecos, which used to be one lime. There was a door right on the side. See now, if I'm standing by that cigarette machine, and you see somebody walk past me and go past it and walk out, and about 10 or 15 seconds later, all of a sudden, you can't see me either. I done left. But the whole traffic, you watching me when you should be watching them. At least that's how I thought. So everything was kind of was jolly. Then Billy got involved. A whole lot of people. Clark Lee, a lot of people was involved in this thing.
You say Billy, Frog Lee?
Clark Lee.
Clark Lee, okay.
But St. Joe. Billy Warren, the man who did and gone now, who his daddy, one lounge was left to him. And they was all involved in this stuff, but yet still, everybody want to try and put I said, let me smother you, but let everybody else see what they want you to see. I used to tell them, man, don't believe what you see all the time. Everything you see ain't always what it is. It is what it is, but it might not be in the right context of what it's supposed to be. So, went through a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of mind. Right now, fight by my understanding. My mind running faster than I can speak this.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, when I say dope, I'm from dope here. When I say real dope. Not no playing. I went to boat, anchors on boats and picked up bricks. You know what I'm saying? Did all kind of stuff. Women had to go behind them. Didn't want to shut the bus route down.
Okay.
All that good stuff.
So you say you guys brought real dope here. So make sure we got this right. You was pretty much Chad Bias' right-hand man.
Chris Bias.
Yeah, Chris Bias.
Chad his son.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I was the
right-hand
right hand. At first, Punkin was the right hand man, as I recall. He was the right hand man. But see, when you get involved with this, you gotta put one place and put another in another place. Business is business, and business and pleasure don't mix.
Okay.
Don't mix.
So that's how you became his right-hand man.
That's right.
You was more business-minded.
Very business minded.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to say. See, this is what they don't understand. If you take and you got this is for your profit and gain, but you don't want nobody to know this. But instead, you don't even want yourself to know it. See, the person, see me, I didn't even trust me. Not when it comes to doing this. So they said, man, demon. No, bro. It ain't nothing. Just put it in there. You hit it on the pipe, you're gonna be all right. That's why I gotta hit it on the pipe. I gotta hit it, period. It's doing enough of what I'm seeing it do without me having hit it by what you doing it hitting you. So everybody want to just put everybody out there. But my name didn't come out until people started saying my name. Assuming. Like it's the haters. That's what people call them. And with jealousy.
Right. So going back, you said you brought bricks of dope.
Yeah. I live in the city of Miami.
Where was the dope coming from? Was it New Orleans? Was it New Iberia? Miami.
We had it in New Orleans too, but nobody wanted to mess with New Orleans. You had the Valley Boys and all them gang gangs. You get killed. But you get killed in any of it. But this is most feasible not to do that. New Orleans, too close.
Were you taking trips down there, or was it coming to you?
I took trips to go get myself on a motorcycle. On a bike. Let me show you what I mean by that. See, like if I had to go to Houston, I already got 2 bikes already set on the side at 2 different motels before I get close to Houston. I'm gonna switch up. Then I'm gonna fall in with a motorcycle club who's already making a trip through there. So they don't care. They think I'm just a person riding on a bike. But the whole time, when I get ready to veer off on 86, that's it. Lights out, game over. When they exit in Galveston, before you get into Galveston, good. That's my pull. On my own now. By the time they get 200 bikes going this way, who got time to watch me? I'm going the other way.
So all you're doing is just blending in until your exit comes.
And all I do is sit and wait at a truck stop or wherever I already figured out where they're going to stop at for to take their break or get gas. That's in the first spot. Yeah, I just fall in with them. They ain't looking at me. And when it's my turn, I just LO, long whip, traveling, no packs. I'm going to get it.
Was there any fear?
Fear.
Fear of getting stopped, fear of somebody
It's too late to
snitching on
be
you?
have fear. That's the decision you make when you go to get it. You might make it in, you might don't make it there, you might make it in, don't make it back even. I fell in one time, and was on my way coming back. Lightning hit the road, pouring out rain, right there in Lake Charles. Lightning hit the 4 lane and knocked out every light on my bike except the headlights and knocked the headlights out except the brake lights and the turn lights. Well, it's pouring out rain. Back during the day when they had the 18 wheels had them cabs that said like BJ in the van and all that good shit. Well, now I got a choice. I can't just pull over. Got all this dope on. So I blinked my lights to the truck driver, and he blinked back to me. When I got up on the side of him, I kind of gave him a couple, signals. He knew what I meant. So that meant I might stay behind your trailer. If I ain't got no headlights. If I got other lights, they got no headlights, and that was a requirement. Anytime after sundown, the light had to be on. So man, it's pouring out rain, pouring out rain. So I'm close, but he knowing by the way I'm blinking my lights when I'm getting ready to tail draft off him, so he can't put that tailwind on me and suck me underneath the trailer. So when I got on the other side of Lafayette, I'm getting the name of the little place. Anyway, when he veered off, I veered off. I come back the back way through the Indian reservation, Sherrington. That's where all them curves is. You gotta know what you're doing. I've had to go to the same place I was just telling you about earlier, like Lake Charles. That's where them girls will do everything they ain't supposed to do. So now I gotta go rescue this.
All right. So okay, what you mean by the girls that was doing everything that they weren't supposed to do?
They used to ride the bus.
So
Greyhound.
y'all own girls that y'all had.
That's right.
All right. So we're talking about, because we got to be clear for the audience. We're saying it was well known that Chris had some ladies working for him.
He had very, very long.
Okay.
All of them, some of them in college and some of them wasn't. I'm telling you the truth.
Right. So you had to go down there and get a little straightening sometime with the girls.
Thank you. But we had to get no straightening with. He had to do that part. His people. But he knew what it was going to. That's why I tell you, business and pleasure don't mix. You can't have an old lady in this game, as far as I'm concerned. And you gonna cater it up? Y'all calling you? Man, I ain't play that. Call me for what? I don't need you to call me for nothing. I'm on my own. I'm on my own now. If you just sent me down there and I can't thank you, fucked up. You need somebody who can thank too. Everything will just fall in place with incidents gonna happen. And you got that by yourself, solo, what they call it the interstate. So, if you can't make no decisions on your own, what purpose do you serve? None. So that means you can't think. You ain't gotta be no genius, just a little muzzlewick and common sense and do the rest. And your surrounding area gonna tell you. See me, I knew the highway good. The parts that I'm gonna use. I would run over 3 or 4 times without having to go there to make sure that I could do what I could do. If I had to come through Johnson Bayou or whatever, you understand what I'm saying? Which ain't no joke. Got alligators out there bigger than me and you put together. But the point, can you have 45 more miles from there, you get Port Arthur. You cut off in Port Arthur, you're gonna dead up in the what? Gallup. But it's the back way. Most people don't want to take that. Ain't no street light. A telegram pole with a light on it is like every 8 miles. Sometimes you see 4 of them. 8 4 is what? 12. That's 12 miles you gotta roll. If you can't think that clear, what's gonna happen when you really get caught up? All about it. You're gonna carry saddlebags. I carry saddlebags. Big chunks of ice in it.
What the ice was for?
To keep it cold. It's gonna freeze up in there. Leather saddlebag is gonna freeze up in it. My boy used to tell me, so man, tell you what, we went to Houston one time, man, but you know, leave the other side off. I said, well, I tell you what, let's come up with a new one. Let's go to cereal box. Regular cornflakes or, you know, Captain Crunch, whatever. Sprinkle it down with black pepper and red pepper. Put it in there. Dog hit that. His senses throw it off. Unbound. All that's gone. Like orange juice in the container. You need orange juice. You just take the orange juice and put that plastic line on the inside of it that keep the orange juice from, you know, spoiling. He can't smell through that. I had that happen to me too many times, right there in St. Joe. The dog, they're going to check somebody else the whole time. The dog sniffing out a pint bottle the door right there behind. But he can't smell it. Even after you done broke the seal, just fold it back and put it down on your foot. It's ready to go.
Well, Demon, how did you guys get that game? I mean, just y'all crew was studying things like that. I mean, how did you know things like that?
Learned as we went. Chris knew. I can't lie, he knew. That's why he got the title when he got sentenced, Godfather. I would say like landlord of St. Mary Parish. How you gonna do that? You ain't got no poppy field. So that's the title they gave.
So around that time, whenever you guys were doing y'all thing, was there any type of competition in this area
Well, like,
as far as getting y'all dope off first before anybody else? Was are you what?
no. If it did happen, it'd be in the family. Everybody related. See, if I'm your brother, I'm gonna try and get your dope first, so that you can get started work before me. But see, our dope was so good, it ain't no different. Like I got it first or last. I'm a motherfucker that you gonna come to. Can I sit on that corner? If I didn't make $800 in less than 20 minutes, in these 60 seconds I'm telling you about, in less than 20 minutes, by moving back and forth, just walking. See the bones of dope? See, we used to put them in little packets. Now it's 20 $40 rock in each one of these bundles. So every time you got ready to re-up, you see the man pass by and his hand hanging out the window. You better pick your goods up. But if you didn't do that, how you gonna get your money? Your shit paid for. So now, I used to always make sure whatever I had to pay him, it was already taken out. So everything after that belongs to me.
All profit.
Trust me, guys. See, the midget and all them from Morgan City, Brownell Home, in that area, they all knew me. That's what they used to call me. Sister Bray gave me the nickname, the real deal. Here he comes, the real deal.
Who gave you that nickname?
Sister Bray.
Sister Bray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
that's who all and Milton and all them mama, Sloan, we just saying Pat Henry, who also was Chris's woman.
yeah, I heard she was square business.
She's good, but the only thing about when they get mad, business and pleasure don't mix. This and that don't mix. It is if you ain't going to do none of this, counting, if you already got it, you can buy it what you want to buy, do what you want to do. But when you handling somebody else's shit and his dick and her womb get in the middle of it, that's a problem. It's gonna be a problem. That's my experience. I don't know about theirs. But I know this. You can't just take and itemize a person up and size them up to be what you want them to be. You gotta size them to be what they is. If that's what he is. Because he do that don't mean that you gonna do that on the next verse. See, that's the offset version I'm trying to say. So many things I'm trying to say and can't say, but I want to say. I love everybody, even the ones who don't love me. That's your advantage. See, the good Lord say, do unto others, you others do unto you. So if you doing this, what make me any different? I switch over and do the same thing because I'm saying, I'm going to take my revenge. The good Lord say, vengeance is his. He make what nine enemies what your footstool, his neck, your footstool. But if you add anything to it, now you taking his place. Bad enough you're gonna get where you're going trying to do what you're doing on your own. So we had Miss she's like Chris Mom, Miss Bias, Miss Betty Bias. That's a beautiful woman. She stuck with her son to the end, to the day she died. She's a beautiful woman. His sister, Miss Annie, Miss Annie, they knew this. We used to part the Cadillac. I'm telling you, there's so many different things. The funeral home people was involved, didn't even know it. Ted Jackson.
All right, hold on. To make sure, you said the funeral home people
That's
was
what
involved?
I said.
In this operation?
No, not in the operation. They within the operation, didn't know they was in it.
Explain that to me.
All right. See, that's where the funeral home place, we would park the cars there. We would have dope and everything else in these cars. But not the funeral home car, but they parking so you could see, if you look for it, you wouldn't see it. But that's where it was at. That's right by the school. Then you had Ted Jackson Clinic when Hot Cell was still there. Okay, it's so yellow bus used to be right up there by OTS gas station. That used to be a house. Everybody thought it was just a place for a man, a white man with a, place he was gonna stay. He was staying. But he smoked dope too. Big dope. But he ain't got the word. That part was not infected to me because I was involved and not involved. In other words, loose lip sinking ship in the wall have ears. It's a whole lot of stuff. It's hard for me to really explain it because it goes so far back in my head. Stuff I be looking at and thinking about. I go through this every day. I see the people tell me, man, do this and don't do that. Okay. Our chief, I might be jumping from this spot in, but this way, our chief used to smoke dope.
Who was the chief at that time?
Saber Hill.
She smoked dope?
What? What the law say? Say, if you're undercover, you get 6 weeks or whatever for.
Yeah, like to indulge and to be able to get it in. Yeah.
Like to indulge. That ain't the word for it. Indulge. You think these niggas out here cutting your grass and just cutting grass and cutting grass. These niggas all buy dope and smoke dope. They never bring it to your house and you cheap. Okay. Whatever they want to think. But see, when it comes to me, I look at it like this here. Whatever lick I took, I ain't bring nobody with me. I don't have to bring nobody down against me. In other words, that's my business. I chose to get into that.
The chief, did you ever serve her before?
No, I had to serve. I knew where she was getting served and who she was getting served from. It was my dope. So I'm not gonna know it. I don't give a damn if you lick a kiss or stick it. I know mine from it. And so when they call it zombie dope, that was the one. Nigga would tell you, if real deal ain't present, see, if that dope present, I'm present. You know, I ain't there, but I'm present. Once they hit it, that's it. That's it. Lights out, game over with. It's over with for them. And they gonna bypass. I'll give them to come out and serve them that much for 10 hours, and I'm serving that much for 40. They're gonna pass you up. You have to pass you up. The quality too good. You call it zombie look. And see, a guy named Frank, that was Chris' friend, who had introduced him into
Yeah, that was his plug. He told me about Frank.
He's more than just a plug. He was the plug. We had pictures. Well, I went in on that one of him and his son. Well, Frank's son is sitting in the house on bales of motherfucking money and dope. They can tell the way it's originally from. At least that's what they say. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, when you say bells, you're not just saying that just to say
Oh,
it.
no. Okay, I'm talking like you ever seen a bale of hay for a horse? Imagine what a bale of dope looks like. Got that. And money was that high too. Use that for chill. They had to use it for chill because nobody else knew. But see, Mr. Ivory, as Mr. Ivory called him, we used to call him Nigoo. That was the man who kept all the product put up, but the whole time, see, he had a boat right in the front of his front yard. That's where all the dope was. Well, not all of it. All of it I knew about. It's them bundles out there that we're talking about myself.
Oh, that was in St. Joseph?
Yeah, it's in St. Joseph. That right there on Gun Point. The second house where when you come past the turning point right there, you turn right in here and you come down that lane to keep to your left. At the end of that lane, that was Chris and Mr. Nigoo's old lady stayed there with me. That Chris was Mr. Nigoo's brother-in-law. I see that boat, that's where all the package was. Then it wasn't there at the end of the lane, it had a trailer. A big double wide trailer full of nothing but dope. That's why the beer rats, neutral rats, and everything else was tearing up shit. They get high too. When they get high, they come back and look for the source. I'll tell you what's happening, man. Okay, what you think when the white folks do this? They turn around and put what? Guinea pigs, right? Monkeys and all this other shit. And when you cut his supply off, what are you gonna do? He'll tap through anything to get it. All he gotta do is take the cement. Once he get the scent of it, that's it. Neutral rat was the same thing. That's why people scared to go in the trailer. You ever seen a fucking neutral rat, it's bigger than your head and wider than two of my arms put together, like, and tail reaching out the door, like.
Trying to get high.
He ain't trying. He gonna get high. You put it up, it's gonna be detected, cat. Just put like the elements of light gonna help him to detect it. That's his. It's like a policeman with a K9. You know how he becomes a K9? They starve him from the door. So when he starves from the door, now he geeking boy. When he get around it, he gonna find it. You gotta find it, cause he really just find it for the policeman. He find it for his habit as his turning point. And same thing happened with me and anybody else. Everybody fool you. They used to tell you, say, well, man, if you don't put it on the pipe, you ain't gotta worry about that problem. That's what another clucker will tell you. You got the problem already. An old dude who's way older than me at the time. He said, man, put it like this to you. He said, this is what's gonna happen. He said, once somebody's giving you something, it ain't nothing for free. I said, what you mean, man? He said, this is what I mean. He said, if this person's steadily doing what? Turning you on. You figure, right, oh man, I ain't buying this, I'm getting it for free. What happened when you gotta buy it? You know when that gonna come? As soon as you break away from him one day and you got the free stuff from him that you thought was free, now you going off looking for it with your money. Cause you figure it ain't never done you that. So when it coming out your pocket, now you buying it. Now you got to have it. It's just like what? Like James Brown said on what, 110th Street or whatever, he said, I travel in the best of cars. You know, get carried everywhere. Everybody say, I talk to her. You ever heard the dope talk to you?
Nah, never heard.
If you hit that dope, you gonna see. You gonna see. It's talking to you, all right, but it's just your self-conscious that's within you, was already been in you. Now you don't woke it up. Now you got a fetish. Right. But you gotta remember, you gotta treat people you want to be treated. These people hold your life in their love, in their hand. Any little simple thing. A woman knowing, oh man, that's my man. That's what that dope say too. Dope be done told them that. That's their man.
The walls, obviously, they started closing in.
Closing in, that ain't the word.
Right. So, help me out with this part right here, Demon. Things are starting to go to shit. You seeing things that you think need to be changed. You know what I'm saying? One of the things being put your money in the safe deposit box and all that. But before all that happened, were there any snitches in the organization?
No, what?
Because in order for that
Lord
to go down like that,
yeah, that's right.
it had to be some snitches.
And know why?
Why is that?
You see about the girl crew? It wasn't just the girl. So when there's animosity between two men behind women who run this and run that, and it ain't just about the business, it's about the Puka-Luka shit. That's what it was. And it was jealousy, bro. Chris could walk around with $10,000 in his pocket. That wouldn't hurt him in 5 minutes of just walking down the street.
All right, so I'm gonna make this clear for the audience. So was Chris fucking somebody in the crew that another man wanted the same chick and got jealous? And
all of them. All of them. Chris was fucking them all. Then he had the women.
But if he was pimping, give me a sec. But if he was pimping the women.
He didn't like pimp. He didn't like pimp.
Well, I don't want to say pimping, but that was his girl.
Yeah, it was his girl.
So what gives another man the right to want to get jealous over some pussy that's not even his? Talk to me. That's what I mean.
The way I can see it like this is, see, a top of the line breed. Like we run thoroughbred horses. These are the thoroughbreds. They wore out thoroughbreds, but they're thoroughbreds. They got the bloodline. So here, Tanya, Stephanie, Devondale when she was living, Donna Sam, they all These are quarter horse women. Somebody had the looks and everything else to go with it.
In their prime.
And you know the prime gets you primed up. So everybody, man, that's my own. Christine used to say, man, I don't mess with nothing back of town. So why you coming down here messing with my women from St. George? Do a fuck where they from, man. They ain't yours. Do where they at right now. Where you at? These are the things we used to talk about. Just me and him. Then I was like, man, why you didn't catch him? Fuck him. Catch him for what? He gonna catch me. I ain't gotta look for him. But you be sitting there making yourself noticeable. Cause